8, procedural motion, exemption of business from the provisions of Standing Order 43.
Leader of Majority. Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the following procedural motion that in view of the short period remaining before the commencement of the Synodier recess, this House orders that, notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order number 43, business sponsored by the majority or minority party or a committee shall be accorded priority during morning sittings of Wednesday, 25th of May and Wednesday, the 8th of June 2022. Honorable Speaker, as members will be aware, the House Business Committee had provided for reservation of Wednesday morning, and I believe that's been the practice, that we reserve Wednesday mornings for private members' business. And on the other business by parties and committees be on Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, and Thursday afternoon. But the experience, what we have experienced in the last week or so, us not appearing or not having enough supporters to come and support them in the business. So we've actually been losing out on that. And when we now look at all the business we have to cope with, we thought it would be good that we utilize those 2 Wednesday mornings, basically being the tomorrow and the last Wednesday before recess as per the current calendar, to transact some of the very urgent business that we need in terms of the budget estimates, in terms of the finance bill, in terms of the CARA, in terms of the regulations, and we adjusted supplementary estimates that we might need to look at, and we only have basically 2 weeks, and one day of those 2 weeks, 2 sittings are taken by Madaraka Day next week. We could still slot it within the time allocated to committee in the afternoon, and we've done that on questions put to save some of these bills. So that's basically the plea to members who have especially have pending business, that for the day that this House needs to be dispense with before we break, so that we at least we can do justice to the Republic. Honorable Speaker, I do not intend to, it's a decision we debated at length in House Business Committee and arrived at that as being of moving forward. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move and procedure.
Well, I second. Oh, I don't even know what it is. I second.
What was that?
Honourable members, I propose the question, which is that in view of the short period remaining before commencement of the Synodier recess, this House orders that, notwithstanding the provision of Standing Order number 40, subsection 3, business sponsored by the majority or minority party or a committee shall be accorded priority during the morning sittings of Wednesday 25th of May and Wednesday 8th of June 2022. I put the question that in view of the short period remaining before the commencement of the Synodier recess, this House orders that, notwithstanding the provision of Standing Order number 40, subsection 3, business sponsored by the majority or minority party or a committee shall be accorded priority during morning sittings of Wednesday 25th May and Wednesday 8th of June 2022. Will as many as other opinions say aye? Aye. As many as contrary opinions say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, the report of the Committee of the Whole House on the Children's Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2021.
Well, honourable members, consideration of this business was concluded last week. What remained was for the question to be put, which I hereby do, that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Children's Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2021. Will as many as that opinion say aye? As many of the opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Honourable Speaker, sir, I beg to move that the Children's Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2021, be now read at that time. And Honourable Speaker, as I move this third reading, I want to recognize the efforts. This is perhaps the longest bill that this House has had to consider, and it's taken a lot of time, it's taken a lot of effort, and indeed, I believe we've had close to 5 sessions at the Committee of the Whole House uninterrupted. And at last, we have now a bill for the children of Kenya. So I want to really congratulate the members of here that we've done our bit, and I do hope the Senate can now take the remaining time before they break to agree with us so that the 12th Parliament would have given the children of Kenya a bill to ensure that their rights given in the 2010 Constitution are now anchored in a law that is modern to update the Children's Act of 2001, which is 21 years old. Honourable Speaker, I beg to move, and I also request the Honourable Wangwe to second.
Honourable Wangwe.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, you do second. Thank you.
I propose the question, which is that the Children's Bill, National Assembly Bill number 38 of 2021, be now read a third time. Decide that I put the question, having confirmed that the House still corrects. I put the question. Request for a statement. There was a request by the Honourable Kisang for a statement to be issued by the Chair of the Committee on Administration and National Security. Proceed, Honourable Mwadi.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, this is a statement regarding the recent killings and rustling in Marakwet West constituency, Elgeyo Marakwet County. Honourable Speaker, on 29 March 2022, the Member of Parliament for Marakwet West constituency, Honourable William Kisang, requested for a statement in respect to the recent killings and cattle rustling activities in the constituency. The Honourable Member particularly sought for an explanation on one, when the National Police Reservist NPR's program will be reinstated to ensure that security in Elgeyo Marakwet County is restored to avert further loss of life and property. 2, the interventions that the government is making to enhance security in the region over and above the recruitment of NPRs from the local residents who are familiar with the local languages and the terrain. 3, the challenges that the security agencies are facing in gathering information to facilitate the identification and arrest of culprits, as well as addressing the security problems in the area. And 4, the plans that the ministry has in ensuring long-term and sustainable peace in the area, including disarmament operations and community engagement. Honourable Speaker, number 5, the measures that have been put in place by government agencies to recover stolen livestock and or compensate the victims who have been rendered poor by the illegal activity. Honourable Speaker, the response is as follows. The government has commenced the vetting and recruitment process of local NPRs to support the National Police Service This is in recognition of the fact that local residents are more conversant with the terrain and, more importantly, that they have a greater understanding of the local dialect. Mr. Speaker, the challenges faced by the security agencies in the region include, Roman 1, collusion between cattle rustlers and the communities living in Kerio Valley. 2, the rough and unfriendly terrain in the area. 3, lack of access roads to enhance mobility and quick responses of police officers in the interior parts of Kerio Valley and along Kerio River. 4, proliferation of illegal firearms. And 5, high literacy levels and unemployment among community members. Honorable Speaker, to restore peace in the region and beyond, the following measures have been put in place. 1, the government is planning to carry out a forceful illegal firearms disarmament exercise. 2, several meetings between the various stakeholders, security agencies and communities living in Kerio Valley have been held. 3, the National Police Service has enhanced patrols and surveillance in the area. 4, intelligence gathering has been intensified. 5, efforts to have been enhanced to identify cattle rustlers who are currently being pursued by security agencies. Honorable Speaker, security officers and elders from both sides are holding negotiations to ensure that stolen animals are returned to their rightful owners. Unfortunately, the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government has no vote to cater for the compensation of the affected families. And that is the response, and I want to thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the Chair for the Committee on Security for the response. But, Honorable Speaker, this response is the usual response that comes from the Ministry because, number one, Honorable Speaker, they are telling us that vetting of NBR is going on, and this is what we were told about 3 months ago. So I don't know how long does it take to do conduct of a particular person, because when you apply for a certificate of good conduct, it doesn't take 3 months. It takes 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you get it. So I don't know why it has taken so long for the Ministry to recruit and deploy the NPR. Yesterday I was in a road ward in Marakwet West constituency along Kerio Valley. While we had some peace meeting among the community, there was an attack and 2 youth were killed along the road, about a border rider and a young man who was taking care of animals, Honorable Speaker. So I don't know why it has taken more than 6 months, 3 months. We had a meeting 4 months ago in Nakuru, and the CS promised that they were going to do forceful disarmament, which has been written here that they are planning. So if they said, or the CS said 4 months ago while we had a meeting in Nakuru, I don't know how long it takes to plan to ensure they do disarmament. Honorable Speaker, another response that I don't agree, Honorable Speaker, is this issue